Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the SCSRA Xfinity series. Tonight, these Xfinity cars will be taking on Homestead-Miami Speedway for 121 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atman Lease, and I'm excited to call all of the action here at, again, Homestead-Miami Speedway. I think it's going to be a fantastic race here tonight. We've got the best of the best here on iRacing in this race. And right now on the top of the board here in practice, it is Eddie Morris, 33.49. Here's a little bit of a recap on what happened last week. Last week we were at the short track of Richmond Raceway, and we saw Blake Hensley get his first win of the season. He did not lead the most laps, only leading 22 of the 150 laps, but still, he led the one that counted, which was the last lap. Second place was Cody Moore, who had a very, very dominant race early on, but unfortunately lost the lead and ended up finishing runner-up. Third was Will Witt. Fourth was Devin Bucciano, who led 23 laps. And then round out your top five was Kyle Mays. Clint Stone dominated most of the race, leading 59 of the 150 laps. Unfortunately, we saw an incident between him and Blake Hensley, which ended up knocking him out of the race. So Clint Stone looking to turn his luck around from last week and pick up the victory here tonight. So now, after Richmond, we've had 5 races, and your current points leader is Devin Bucciano. He is currently 9 points ahead of second place, Cody Moore. Third is Brian Nudie, who dropped a spot after Richmond. He had a rough performance. Blake Hensley, after getting the win, he hopped up 2 spots. He is now 4th in the point standings. 5th is Colin Willems. 6th is Kyle Mays. 7th, after a rough time at Richmond, it is Clint Stone. 8th is Will Witt. 9th is Joe Wright. And rounding out your top 10, it is Brian Merle Jr., who gained 2 spots from the race at Richmond. Also got to pay attention to the team standings. Right now, Wasted Wages Racing is leading the team standings. Their highest driver in the point standings is currently Cody Moore, who is chasing his first win of the season here tonight at Homestead. Second in the team standings is CCM, whose highest driver right now in the point standings is Brian Nudie. They have 2 wins this season. Third is Neon Racing in the team standings. Their highest driver is your point standings leader, Devin Butchino. They also have 2 wins this season. Fourth in the team standings is Maze Mafia Racing. They are chasing their first win of the season. I believe it'll come from Kyle Mays, who is currently running 6th in the point standings. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Intensity DBC Racing. They have 0 wins this season, and their highest running driver is Josh Hall. And then last but not least in the team standings, it is 2 pedals, 1 clutch, and their highest running driver in the point standings is Michael Provolt. So there you go. That is results from last week and the point standings. We are getting set now for qualifying, and we are having some issues with SDK. So I am going to quickly switch to another screen, get that resolved, and we should be back to normal. Let me know who your pick to win tonight is in the comments. I think this is going to be a really, really competitive race. All right, so looks like we have everything back to normal here with SDK. So we set our sights now on qualifying. We see Garrett Kinder on the YouTube chat. He says, "What's good, Atman? Homestead is gonna be a good one." Absolutely. Homestead is probably the most unique of the mile and a halves. It has the classic oval format, so it is pretty much just a large, gigantic oval mile and a half track. So these drivers are hitting really, really high speeds, up to around 180 to 181 miles per hour. So very, very fast track. We see right now on the top of the board, it is Jeffrey Belk, who ran a 33.96. We see Jake McCarty ran the exact same lap time to the 100th of a second, so it had to come down to the 1,000th or 10,000th of a second to determine who would be first, and it was Belk. But then on his second lap, we see Jake McCarty. He will improve to a 33.61, putting him around 3/10 ahead of second place Jeffrey Belk. Michael Provolt to second with a 33.94. That will put Provolt around 3/10 from Jake McCarty. So far, nobody has been able to get anywhere near that 10 of Jake McCarty, who is searching for his first win of the season here tonight. David Hartney to second with a 33.94, but still around 3/10 from Jake McCarty. There's Derek Chaput in the number 37 machine on track right now. There we see Cody Moore to the top of the board with a 33.61. That will put Cody, well, that will pretty much tie Cody with Jake McCarty to the 100th of a second, so it had to come down to the 1,000th or 10,000th, and iRacing will give the position to Cody. Brett Merle to third. 33.81 for that 11 machine. That will put Brett around 2/10 off of first place Cody Moore. There's Will Witt on track right now in the 35 machine. Will searching for his first win of the season here tonight. Now here are going to be my keys to the race here tonight. So I think we're going to see really, really long runs for fuels and for tires. Drivers just trying to stay out as long as they possibly can. Homestead, unlike a lot of the other mile and a halves, is a multi-groove racetrack. So you're going to see many drivers trying to experiment with both running up against the wall and running on the white line through the corners. And Homestead has one of the oldest track surfaces in NASCAR. Very, very abrasive track surface. So this track will eat the tires up on these Xfinity cars, so drivers going to need to be really, really conservative with those tires so they can make those really, really long runs that I said we were going to be expecting here tonight. Devin Butchno to the top of the board with a 33.54. That will put him around 600ths ahead of second place Cody Moore. Devin Butchno, I was kind of consider him the mile and a half king in the SCSRA Xfinity Series. He has 3 career mile and a half wins. He won at Chicagoland earlier this season, and these tracks really seem to suit his driving style. I think he's my pick to win here at Homestead. Devin Butchno, 68 Neon Racing, your points leader. We're watching drivers continuing to try to get up there to the top of the board and try to dethrone Devin Butchno for the pole. There's Todd Mays on track in the 9 machine getting ready to complete his second lap. He's able to get to 7th with a 33.84. Todd Mays has had a very, very rough season. A lot of bad luck for that 9 machine. Looking to try to turn it around here tonight. Got Robert Yost on YouTube. He says, "What's up? What's up, Rob? Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Nice to see you in the chat." Yost ran in some of the Intensity Broadcasting Series a little while back, I believe in 2020 and 2021. Always good to see some of our drivers that ran in like former series come back, check it out. So thanks for tuning in tonight, Rob. Should be a great race tonight here at Homestead. Zachary Cox to 4th with a 33.67. So that'll put him only around a 10th behind first place Devin Butchno. Zachary Cox could be a sleeper tonight. He won at Texas last season with strategy. Homestead, a strategy track. I mean, watch out for the 51. There is the Marco's Pizza Man of Mark Shavers on track right now. Like I mentioned before, in the past 2 weeks, Intensity Broadcasting is proud to have partnered with Butt Kicker. I want to take this time to talk a little bit about Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is an established brand, an established and trusted leader in haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker brand haptic transducers let users feel low-frequency sounds. Butt Kicker brand products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers worldwide. Butt Kicker products' patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is the new and upgraded sim racing and gaming haptic hardware that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. If you want to check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one is right for you, make sure to visit thebuttkicker.com. We see Clint Stone to the top of the board with a 33.51. That will put him around 300ths ahead of second place Devin Butchno. And actually, I got my Butt Kicker Gamer Plus in the mail a little while last week, and let me tell you, that has been a game changer for my iRacing experience. You can feel every bump or every rumble strip. You can feel it when the gear changes, when you change your gear, or you can feel it if the tires start to spin. And in my opinion, I think it's improved my racing because I've kind of been able to gauge, am I getting loose and can I save the car? I think it's been really, really helpful with my driving, and it makes it even more accurate. I race in real life, and that is probably the closest I've ever been on iRacing to it feeling actually like I'm in a real-life race car, a real-life Legend, or a real-life Cup car. It felt really, really, really accurate. So I definitely recommend going and picking up a butt kicker to have with you when you are on the sim or you are on the flight sim. It is a really, really good way to have an accurate and immersive experience. So go to buttkicker.com or thebuttkicker.com and pick one up for yourself. We are now gridding here at Homestead. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 33.508. It is the Maze Mafia's number 99, Clint Stone. Outside of him, it is Neon Racing's Devin Buchno in the 68. Third, it is Cody Moore in the 52. Fourth, starting behind his teammate, it's Jake McCarty in the 10. And rounding out your top 5, it is 2 pedals, 1 clutches, Zachary Cox in the 51. Sixth, we have Wasted Wages Racing's Will Witt in the 35. Seventh is Mark Shavers. Eighth is Brett Merle in the 11. Ninth, we have Wasted Wages Racing's Logan Hagerman in the 36, Canada's finest. And then rounding at your top 10, we have the Maze Mafia's Todd Mays in the 9. 11th is another one of the Maze Mafia members, Kyle Mays in the 55. 12th, it is Michael White. And 13th, we have CCM's Eddie Morris in the 8. I believe he is CCM's only driver here tonight. 14th, it is Intensity DBC David Hartney. And then running out your top 15, we have 2 pedals, 1 clutches, Michael Provolt. 16th is Intensity DBC's Jeffrey Belk, starting right behind his teammate. 17th is Brian Merle Jr., representing Neon Racing. 18th is Wasted Wages Racing's Derek Chaput. 19th is Josh Hall, Intensity Broadcasting Zone. And rounding out your top 20, it is Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. 21st is Craig Schroeder. And last but not least, I misspoke. We do have another CCM driver. That is last week's winner, Blake Hensley in the 88, starting in the rear. So here we go. The field is set. We're about to have 121 laps of racing action. Or excuse me, 180 miles here for the Vice City 180 Homestead-Miami Speedway. One of NASCAR's classic ovals. Very unique track. Always produces great racing. I think we're going to see some really, really awesome multi-groove racing here tonight. This should be fun. Again, Clint Stone on the bottom, Devin Buchno on the top, Cody Moore, Jake McCarty, coming to the green. Green flag is out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and we are underway here with the Vice City 180. Side by side, we see Clint Stone is able to get clear of Devin Buchno for the lead, trying to extend that gap as we head through 1 and 2. Devin Buchno sticking right with him, though, not letting him get away. The battle is on for the second place position. Jake McCarty reeling in his teammate Devin. I apologize for that. Sorry about that. I just thank you for telling me. So right now, here comes Will Witt to the outside of Jake McCarty for the third place spot, side by side. McCarty still has the nose, but look at that great run on the outside for Will Witt. This is why I love Homestead, the multi-groove racing that you see. And unfortunately, we see a caution flag comes out. Marco's Pizza Wreckage Rewind underway here. So we're going to take a look at what happened here. So we were side by side between Mark Shavers and Zachary Cox, two drivers who really don't see up front that often. And it looks like to me Shavers just pushes up the track a little bit. Maybe thought he had a little bit more room than he did between him and Cox, and that's just going to send that 6 machine around. He's going to collect his teammate Kyle Mays. And Todd Mays as well. Eddie Morris, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Hard into the outside wall for that 8. We see, there goes Provolt, Michael White. Josh Hall, ooh. Rams right into that 6 machine. I know Josh definitely felt that on his butt kicker. We already got some drivers into the pits. We see Blake Kinsley, Eddie Morris, Craig Schroeder, all coming in and topping off on fuel or getting damage fixed. Of course, this is the Devs Sports Cards Xfinity Series, and I do want to take a little bit of time to talk about Dev Sports Cards while we're here under caution. Dev Sports Cards was established in 2013 by SCSRA driver and Neon Racing team owner Devin Buccino. Dev Sports Cards specializes in all your sports cards and gaming cards needs, from football, baseball, and basketball cards to Pokemon. Dev Sports Cards sells it all. On their eBay store, you can find a wide variety of sports cards, from high-end sports cards to their weekly 99-cent starting bid 7-day auctions. Don't have time to sell your own cards? Reach out to Devin and ask about his consignment services. Simply package them up, ship them out, and Devin will get them listed, sold, and then you get paid. Dev Sports Cards can be found on eBay with 4,000 plus positive feedback, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Dev Sports Cards is a proud sponsor of the SCSRA Series and Intensity Broadcasting. So I know we have some people in the audience that might collect sports cards or buy sports cards, whether to resell or to keep. So if you're interested in picking up some sports cards or reselling them, check out Dev Sports Cards. Again, eBay, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms, and eBay itself. Go check them out. So we're getting ready to go back green here. Clint Stone will elect to restart on the outside. So that means Devin Buccino restarting below him. And then second row, Will Witt on the bottom, Jake McCarty on the top. And green flag is back out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, and a great jump for Clint Stone. We see Will Witt trying to reel in Devin Buccino for this second place spot. We saw Will Witt got by Jake McCarty right before that caution flag came out. He was running that high side. Big run in 3 and 4 for the 10 of Jake McCarty, trying to reel back in Will Witt for that third place spot. So Will Witt under a ton of pressure right now. He's trying to play offense and defense, catch up to Devin Buccino and pass him, while also holding off the 10 of Jake McCarty. Another good run for that 10 machine, trying to get up there. Running a little bit of a lower line than where Will Witt is running at. Good run from Will Witt as we head into turns 3 and 4. Closer and closer to that back bumper. Let's see what that 35 can do. We see first place driver Clint Stone just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 33.76. That 99 is in a whole nother zip code right now. And there we go. Will Witt right to the back bumper of Devin Butchino. He looks to the high side, and he is able to get clear. Will Witt now to the second place spot, chasing his first win of the season here tonight. Up to second. That is one step in the right direction for that 35. Has just got to pass one more car, and he will be in that top spot. But that's going to be a hard car to pass. Clint Stone looking very, very fast right now. Jake McCarty trying to reel in his teammate Devin Butchino for this third place spot. McCarty started in the fourth place spot, hasn't really gained or lost any positions. As I say that, Logan Hagerman able to get by McCarty. Here he comes on the bottom. Side by side, and Logan Hagerman is clear to the fourth place spot now. Cody Moore also able to get by Jake McCarty to the fifth place spot. So now the battle is going to be on for the fourth place spot between Cody Moore and Logan Hagerman, the two hosts of the Logan and Cody show. Bit by bit, Hagerman trying to reel in Devin Butchino for the third place spot. He's running a little bit faster than Devin right now. But Cody is running faster than Logan. There we see running that high side, running all the way up against the wall. Hagerman getting very, very close to the back bumper of Devin Butchino. He is right there looking to the high side as we head into 3 and 4. Side by side. Hagerman has the nose. Can he get clear? Little bit loose off of turn number 4 for Logan Hagerman. Able to save it, and he is now into the top 3. But he's got Cody Moore all over his back bumper. Moore looks to the high side as we head through turns 1 and 2. But Hagerman still with the nose. Cody looking low on the backstretch. He is side by side with Hagerman. He has the nose as we head into 3 and 4. He is clear. Cody Moore now to the third place spot. A lot of moving around for these first 13 laps. Great racing so far. Hagerman trying not to let Cody Moore get away. Great run for Logan Hagerman as we head into turns 1 and 2. See him running that bottom. Was able to gain a ton of ground, but we see he loses him on exit. Brett Merle reeling in his Neon Racing teammate Devin Butchino for this 5th place spot. The 11 all over the back bumper. No, he's just going to try to race him as clean as possible, considering Devin is his team owner. Really surprised with how much Devin has fallen behind early on here. After starting in second, he's just been losing position after position. I don't know if he's just being really, really conservative with his tires or what, but it's looking like he's just going to continue to lose positions. We see side-by-side battle between Brett Merle and Zachary Cox. Cox with the nose as we head off of turn number 4. We see Zachary Cox was involved in an earlier incident with Mark Shavers. Looks like it didn't affect him too much as he is now in the top 6. As he is pretty much clear of Brett Merle. Yes, he is. Here's Blake Hensley coming into the mix. Side by side with Brett Merle right now for the 6th place spot. Blake Hensley started in the back of the pack. He has since worked his way up into the top 10, trying to make it to the top 5. First, though, he's got to get by Brett Merle, who he continues to run side by side with. Merle holding his own on that outside. And there we go. Blake Hensley is clear. Now, the way that this multi-groove racing works, yes, it is the longer way around the track, going around the outside, but you do not have to be out of the gas quite as much on the outside, considering it's the long way around the track. So there are disadvantages and advantages to running the outside. So far, I mean, you can really make it work up there. That's what we've seen so far. And I think that's kind of going to be the trend for a lot of tonight's event. Drivers run up on that high side, getting good runs up there. Because, again, you don't have to be out of the gas as much when you're on the outside. So right now, the battle we are keeping our eye on is the battle for fourth between Logan Hagerman and Devin Bucchino. Last time by, Devin was about a tenth faster than Logan. Let's see if that's enough to really start decreasing that gap. Right now, Devin is seeing what Logan is doing, his lift points, where he's running on track, or his line. He's got to try to use that to his advantage. So, and another thing is just wait for Logan to make a mistake, maybe bobble off a corner or get loose, and just take advantage of that. The key is just consistency. If you're even if you're slower than the person in front of you, but as long as you're consistent, you can still maybe get by them. We see Garrett Kinder says, if I remember right, 1 and 2 is multi-group, but there's a bump on the high line of 3 and 4 that will really upset the car. That might be right, because I have not seen a ton of people working the high side in 3 and 4. It's just really been in turns 1 and 2. I believe, yeah, that is the case. We see Logan Hagerman starting to reel in Cody Moore right now for the third place spot, but the field really starting to get spread out right now. Hensley starting to reel in Cox for the 6th place spot. So far, Blake Hensley has definitely earned the Hard Charger award so far. Started in the last place position up to 7th and trying to chase the top 5 here. Question is, can he get up there to Zachary Cox? Whew. Little bit of getting loose there off of turn number 2. That is going to kill a ton of time for Zachary Cox. Brett Merle, Jake McCarty, Blake Hensley, all able to get by Zachary Cox after a little bit of a slip-up off of turn number 2. That's why it is so important to hit your marks and be consistent, because one mistake like that could cost you 1, 2, or 3 positions. And we got the whole Kinder family in the chat. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Kevin. So far, we've got a great race going on here at Homestead-Miami Speedway for the Vice City 180. Devin Bucchino continuing to try to reel in. Oh, and already lap traffic is beginning to become a factor. We see there they go by Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. Oh, absolutely. Clint Stone and Will Witt are just running away from the rest of the field. Those two are definitely the two to beat tonight. And if you would have said those two were going to be the two to beat tonight, I would have thought you were crazy. Will Witt definitely isn't. You normally don't see him up front here at these 1.5 miles, but running really, really well tonight. And Clint Stone, rookie season. I mean, already setting the world on fire in his rookie season, has had a lot of great performances, and here he is, leading laps here at Homestead. He led the most laps last week at Richmond before getting into an incident. He's definitely my favorite to win the Rookie of the Year. And Clint Stone has also had a little bit of a disadvantage compared to the other drivers in this league, because a lot of the drivers in this league have been racing with each other since 2020. This is Clint Stone's first season running with anyone in this league, so he's just trying to figure out, you know, who's good to run around, who to maybe avoid, you know, what are some of these drivers' tendencies at certain tracks. He's just trying to learn everything, and also just learning along with his teammates as well, getting used to his new teammates. He is running with the Mays Mafia, which includes Mark Shavers, Kyle Mays, Todd Mays, Bobby Mays. So, really, really excited to see how Clint Stone is just going to continue to progress in this league. I mean, who knows? He could be a championship favorite in his rookie year. Garrett Kinder's patience getting back to throttle off of 4 is huge. Can kill right front, sliding up to the wall too soon. Straight drive off is key. Oh yeah, and I think that's what's kind of setting apart Clint Stone and Will Witt from the other drivers, is they're just able to do that so well. And I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the track surface, it really isn't helping the track with tire wear. The track has some of the oldest, one of the oldest track surfaces in NASCAR. I believe the last time it was repaved, it was 2003. So, a lot of the drivers in the Cup Series were in diapers in 2003. So that's wild. So, very abrasive track surface. And so it just doesn't really help tire wear. But I think we're going to see a lot of long green flag runs tonight. I think now with a little bit of break in the action, we're going to do our Marco's Pizza driver spotlights of the week, where we're going to take the time to talk a little bit about some of our drivers. And I think the first driver we're going to talk about tonight is one of the Marco's Pizza man himself, Mark Shavers. And Mark Shavers, he is a member of the Mays Mafia. He has a beautiful wife and 2 boys. He lives in Ooltewah, Tennessee, and he loves Alabama football and Braves baseball. He owns and operates 2 Marco's Pizza locations and owns a moving company as well as some rentals. He loves golf, sports betting, softball, boating, fishing, beach, and pretty much anything outside. He has went to races and raced on video games his whole life with his best buddy Kyle Mays and Bobby Mays. He has been on and off iRacing for a year, but he mostly races for the social aspect. He does like being a part of the community, and he has just as much fun post-race than actually racing. So there you go. That is a little bit about Mark Shavers. So the next driver we are going to be talking about is Brett Merle. Brett Merle is the younger brother of the famous Brian Merle Jr. He is 27, and he is a huge Steelers fan, kind of a football nerd. Recently switched jobs from an outside oil and fuel salesman for Relodyne to be a service writer at a used car dealership. It was not a good money move, but he is definitely happier. He got married last June and recently purchased his first house this June. He was a Sterling Marlin fan as a kid, and then he retired and became a Jimmy Johnson fan since he was the rookie from California. And so when Jimmy retired, he moved on to Byron. He races at Redwood Acres as well. Started at 14 in the Roadrunners in a stock 1982 Toyota Celica. He won a lot of races, went to the mini stock division in a 1975 Toyota pickup. Didn't win a lot until he bought his 1977 Celica, and once again started winning a lot of races, won a championship, and then set the track record in a 1986 Toyota Corolla AE86. You could say when it comes to racing, they are a Toyota family. He is currently running a Legend with a 1250, usually finishing second to an FZ09. He won the Rookie of the Year last year, and he hasn't secured that first Legend win yet. So there you go. That is the 2 driver bios, driver spotlights. Hopefully you enjoyed learning about 2 of our drivers in the series. Don't look now. Devin Bucciano has caught Will Witt for the 2nd place spot, side by side, and Devin Bucciano is able to get clear. I do believe that is what Devin Bucciano has been doing. He's been saving tires, waiting for the right moment to strike, and here he is back to the 2nd place where he started this race. Has a ton of speed, running about the same lap times that leader Clint Stone is running right now. Last time by, he was actually about 3/10 faster than Clint Stone. So watch out for the 1.5-mile king, Devin Bucciano. Ever since the first caution that we saw early on, it's been a fairly clean race. A lot of battles. We see Logan Hagerman trying to reel in Cody Moore for this 4th place spot. Logan Hagerman has been a big mover here tonight. Started in the 9th place position in the top 5 now. About to make a pass for 4th. There we go. He is looking low side by side for the 4th place position. Side by side here on the backstretch. Logan Hagerman with the nose. Can he get clear as we head into turns 3 and 4? They remain side by side. Oh, almost making contact there. That was a very, very close one. I think Hagerman had to back out a little bit there. Still has the nose over Cody Moore on the front stretch. Really, really tight battle. Not quite clear yet. Cody Moore continues to hold his own on that outside. And Logan Hagerman is clear now to the 4th place position. But the crossover move from Cody Moore on the backstretch, looking back low side by side here in turns 3 and 4. Once again, we see Hagerman with a little bit of a nose, and these two are also beginning to reel in Will Witt for the 3rd place spot, who just got passed by Devin Bucciano. Hagerman has finally gotten up there to Will Witt. Here he comes. You see the 36 finally able to get by Cody Moore. Now trying to get to the 3rd place spot. So what is going to happen here? The field getting really, really spread out right now. Garrett Kinder says Bucciano has been wrapping bottom on both ends, slow mid-run, but screams around late run. Yeah, I have been noticing that. That is one thing that Bucciano has been doing that a lot of other drivers have not been doing, is running that low line, never even bouncing up to the high side. And I think it's also, you burn up more tires running on that high side. So Devin Bucciano, he knows what he is doing. He is one of the best 1.5 mile drivers I have ever seen. His knowledge of these types of tracks is the best out of anyone, I believe, in the SCSRA. So he knows what he's doing. He knows where he needs to run. Need a lot of green flag for it to work. I think there's going to be a lot of green flag laps. I mean, Homestead really isn't known for a ton of cautions. And did I just jinx it? 2nd caution of the race is out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. I was literally just getting ready to talk about how Homestead really isn't known for having a ton of cautions, and then the yellow flag ends up waving. Not entirely sure. What happened? Let's see here. I believe that this is actually the stage break. So, yep, I believe that's what this is. This is the stage break here at Homestead. So this will allow the drivers to get back stacked up, and I believe we're going to see pit road become a very, very busy place here. We shall see. So yeah, I believe that's what it is. I couldn't really find anything that happened, so I do believe that that was the stage break here on lap number 42. And there we go, the whole field coming down pit road. Whoever is the first driver off of pit road, they will take the lead. We see Eddie Morris, Cheeseburger both getting their laps back. Clint Stone has a really good advantage. Because he has that first pit stall. So there we go. Clint Stone, first driver off of pit road. Devin Butchno, second. Logan Hagerman, third. Cody Moore, fourth. Blake Hensley, fifth. Brett Merle, sixth. Jeffrey Belk, seventh. Brian Merle Jr., eighth. Jake McCarty, ninth. Craig Schroeder, 10th. So that is the results off of pit road. I apologize. I was expecting to be able to find the incident and then put it back, but then I never found the incident. I just forgot to put it back. I apologize. So Clint Stone remains your leader here at Homestead. Devin Butchno remains here in second. Hagerman remains in third. I believe the top five is pretty much the same as it was before the stage break. Of course, we got to take a little bit of time to talk about IntensityBroadcasting.com. Intensity Broadcasting is your one-stop shop for some of the best merchandise in the world. We've got all of our Intensity Broadcasting merchandise, Intensity Broadcasting shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, mouse pads, and even polo shirts. Also on the website, we have all of my At Luis Racing merch, from At Luis Racing t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, hats, packable jackets, polo shirts, and beanies. We also have a bunch of auto racing novelty t-shirts, perfect to wear around the racetrack. My favorite is always the Cautions Breed Caution shirt. That's a really, really awesome one. Go pick one of those up. And then, of course, we have all of our league collections. Especially make sure to check out the SCSRA collection and pick up some SCSRA bubble-free stickers. Put them on your personal vehicle or your real-life race car. We've got SCSRA photo paper posters that are perfect to hang up in your sim room or your man cave. And then we have SCSRA t-shirts, perfect to rock anywhere you go. Got 5 different colors: black, navy, red, sport gray, and white. And then sizes small to 5XL. So that is all of that and more that IntensityBroadcasting.com has to offer. So go check it out and pick yourself up some merchandise. Hopefully you can find something that you like, which I know you will. You have some really, really awesome stuff on there. So here we go. We are getting ready to go back green here. Clint Stone restarting on the bottom. Devin Butchno restarting on the top. Behind them, it's Logan Hagerman and Cody Moore. Whole field with fresh tires. Everybody on an equal playing field. A clean slate, I guess you could say, for a lot of these drivers. If you had a rough race in the first portion of the race before the stage break, now's the perfect time to turn around, learn from your mistakes, and do something differently. Green flag is back out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. There we see Clint Stone taking off. Great restart for that 99. We are side by side for second. Logan Hagerman is able to get clear of Devin Butchno. He is now to the second place spot. And Logan Hagerman setting his sights on your leader, Clint Stone, but a big run on the bottom for Devin Butchno. There we see Blake Hensley going high above Devin Butchno side by side. And Blake Hensley is able to get clear. That 88 machine is like a rocket. He looks to the outside now above Logan Hagerman for the second place spot. That 88, fast right now. Side by side. 1 and 2, perfect spot to run that outside. And he is able to get clear. Blake Hensley now to the second place spot. He's got one more position to grab, and he will have gone from worst to first. Blake Hensley started in the rear of the field. Here he is, only 8/10 away from the leader. Brett Merle looking low under Logan Hagerman for the third place spot. That 11 Neon Racing machine has been fast all race long. I believe this will be the first time he will be up in the top 3, though. Side by side, we see Merle with the nose. Hagerman holding his own on the outside. Great tight battle here. Pulling a little bit ahead through 3 and 4 is Brett Merle. They remain side by side on the front stretch. We see Brett with the nose. Hagerman back on the outside. These two in a little bit of a stalemate. Neither driver giving one another an inch. Brett Merle once again with the nose on the backstretch. Hagerman fights back on the outside. This is great, clean racing here at Homestead. And this is why I love this multi-groove racetrack. You can make both lines work. That can make for some fantastic battles. Great run on the outside for Hagerman as we head into turns 1 and 2. And it seems as though, nope, I was about to say that Hagerman was clear, but once again, Brett Merle fighting back on the bottom. They remain side by side here on the backstretch. Awesome battle here with 50 laps completed. So pretty much whoever is going to get this position is whoever can get better is just better through the corner. So right now it seems like Brian Merle Jr. is able to get through the corners better. Hagerman has a little bit more straightaway speed and exit speed. So entry is where Merle is gaining his time. There we go. Brett Merle finally able to get clear of Logan Hagerman after a really long battle. He is now to the third place spot. Logan Hagerman unfortunately falls to the fourth place spot. Still great race for that 36 machine. Started in 9th up to 4th. Has had to make a lot of passes to get where he is. Hagerman starting to reel in, or lose Brett Merle. He officially has. Jeffrey Belk trying to get up to Cody Moore for the 5th place spot. Can Belk get up to him? Great run for the 54. Peeking to the outside. Again, we know that outside extremely fast. And look at this. Cody Moore also coming up on Logan Hagerman for the 4th place spot. Two teammates are getting ready to battle it out. Both of them running with Wasted Wages Racing. We see Cody Moore had a great run on Logan Hagerman, but is starting to lose him. Last time by, Cody was about a 10th faster than Logan. I don't know if something happened in 1 and 2. Big run for Cody Moore as we head into 3 and 4. So far, as we come up on the halfway point, though, it's just been all Clint Stone all race long. If he does not win, I'm going to be very, very surprised. And he's got to have the worst luck and get the short end of the stick every time, it seems like, all throughout the season. We'll see if that all changes here tonight. Jeffrey Belk continuing to try to get up to Cody Moore for the 5th place spot. Last time by, Moore was actually around 0.2 faster than Jeffrey Belk. Good run on the backstretch for the 54. Jeffrey Belk, he had 1 win last season at Darlington for the 200-lap Darlington race. So trying to repeat that success here tonight at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Of course, not quite as long of a race as that Darlington race was. Still, 121 laps here tonight. Going to take a lot of patience. Cody Moore reeling in Logan Hagerman once again, or trying his best for the 4th place spot. Right now, Jeffrey Belk, the 54 machine, continuing to try to reel in Cody Moore. I know manufacturers don't mean much in this series, but we'll do kind of a manufacturer check-in. Highest running Ford is Clint Stone, who's in 1st place. Highest running Chevrolet is in 2nd place. That is Blake Hensley. And the highest running Toyota is currently in 10th. That is the Sundrop machine of Craig Schroeder. So there's your manufacturer check-in. Will Witt all over the back bumper of Kyle Mays. This is for the 8th place spot. And then Craig Schroeder is there as well. You could throw a blanket over 8th through 10th right now. And we have officially reached the halfway point here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. So at this time, we are going to turn up the volume as it is officially time for Pump Up the Intensity. Here you'll get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. There you have it. That is Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volume. Always love to hear that beautiful car noise. Back to the racing action. And now is the time where I'm going to tell you who are my picks to win tonight, or who are my ones to watch here in the second half of the race. First driver I say watch out for is Logan Hagerman in the 4th place position, looking to try to take 3rd. There he goes to the outside of Brett Merle, side by side. Logan Hagerman, my first driver to watch out for, as he is about to get by Brett Merle. There we go. Logan Hagerman to the 3rd place spot. Hagerman, always really, really good at these 1.5 miles. He won at Chicagoland in season 1. Brian, and another driver I would say keep your eye out on is 5th place's Cody Moore. Cody up front all race long, just hasn't been really in the top 3. Cody really, really good with pit strategy and planning that out. If we have a long green flag run, I think that 52 is going to be extremely dangerous. And then lastly, this, of course, the 1.5 mile king, who currently runs in the 5th position. That is the 68 of Devin Buchno. Now, Devin hasn't gotten to the lead tonight. It's really just been the Clint Stone show. But still, I think if we have a long green flag run without an interruption of a caution, Buchno, another driver that's going to be really, really dangerous, because he knows exactly what to do with these long runs with tires and with fuel. There you go. Those are my picks to win tonight. Hagerman, Moore, and Buchno. Eric Henderson's tires starting to even out on this run. Buchno up 3 or 4 spots in the last handful of laps. He had fallen back to 10th. So this is not the longest run that we've had. Only 25 laps, and when the caution came out for the stage break, we were at around lap number 42. So I think that we are probably going to see drivers come in a little bit after lap number 42. But yeah, Devin Buchno, I mean, we saw him do the same thing last time, where kind of was running around 10th, 8th, 9th, 7th, and then as everybody who was running the high side began to burn off their tires, he was just able to just fly up through the field. He currently resides in 4th place position right now. The battle is on for the 5th place spot. Cody Moore trying to hold off Brett Merle. Got Jeffrey Belk, he is there as well. As I say that, here comes a fast number 68 New Craft Fine Jewelry machine, stalking Logan Hagerman for the 3rd place spot. Both drivers wrapping that bottom. We see Hagerman ventures out to the wall a little bit earlier than Buchno, and I think that's slowing him up a little bit, slowing down his run. Ever so close to the back bumper for the 68 of Devin Buchno. He is coming fast. Looking low off of 4 for the 68. Here he comes, side by side as we head into turns 1 and 2. He is clear. Devin Buchno back into the top 3. We saw him fall back earlier in the second run. Next driver he needs to get by is your 2nd place driver, Blake Hensley, who currently sits 3 seconds ahead of him. So right now, before it was Will Witt, Clint Stone that was on a whole nother level. Now it's Clint Stone and Blake Hensley. Currently we see Stone, Hensley, and Buchno all running about the exact same lap times. Buchno maybe a tick faster. Right now, side by side for the 9th place spot, Mark Shavers, Derek Chaput. Chaput all over the back bumper of that 6 machine. What is that 37 going to do? Now's about the time when we start to see that height. There we go. Chaput sending it down to the bottom, wrapping that white line, forcing Shavers to the high side. That will put Chaput now in the 9th place position. Mark Shavers falls to 10th. Brett Merle, Cody Moore, Will Witt, 5th, 6th, and 7th, all running very tight right now. Let's see what happens here. We see Brett Merle loses Cody Moore, but Will Witt coming up on Brett Merle very, very quickly. Will Witt has been fast all race long, was running in the 2nd position earlier in the race, but currently sits in the 7th place spot outside of the top 5. Ever since the stage break, he hasn't been quite as fast as he was. See if he can get back up there. Side by side. See Will Witt with the nose on the outside. Brett Merle keeping it on the bottom. Can he get clear? A continuous side-by-side battle. There we go. He is clear. Will Witt now to the 6th place position. Brett Merle, he falls to 7th. Field very spread out right now. We do have a tight battle between Todd Mays and Jake McCarty for 10th. McCarty looking low as we head into 1 and 2. Great run for the 10 machine. He's got the nose. See Todd Mays running that wall. McCarty has the nose as we head off at 2. But Todd Mays holding his own on that outside, making that outside work for him. And right behind them, if either of these two mess up, it's Mark Shavers in the 6 machine. Another good run into turns 1 and 2 for Jake McCarty. Here we go. He is clear of Todd Mays. Jake McCarty into the top 10. But oh, we see a crossover move from Todd Mays coming off of 2. He looks back low under McCarty side by side through 3 and 4. Todd Mays with the nose, and these two are also oh, we see McCarty getting kind of loose on that outside. There we go. Todd Mays now to 10th. He sets his sights on your 9th place driver, Derek Chaput. Jake McCarty, Mark Shavers sticking with Todd Mays, though. I don't think he's home free yet. A top 10 for one of these drivers could make or break, a run in the playoffs, or a chance to be in the playoffs. So every position matters in a top 10. It's a lot of points you could be getting compared to an 11th or 12th. Every position counts. So Jake McCarty continuing to try to get up there to Todd Mays. I don't know if he can, though. Last time Todd was actually faster than Jake McCarty. I want to take this time to talk a little bit about the track we are racing at tonight, and that is Homestead-Miami Speedway. Very recognizable with the blue walls, the bluish-green walls. Let's talk a little bit about the Speedway. Get to know here, Homestead. The old saying, it's an ill wind that blows no good, could be appropriately applied to Homestead-Miami Speedway. In the wake of Hurricane Andrew in 1992, South Florida racing promoter Ralph Sanchez, and as I'm talking about this, green flag pit stops underway. Devin Butchno, Brett Merle, Jake McCarty, all into the pits. All three of them Neon Racing drivers. Brian Merle Jr. not going with his team, and he stays out. And I believe that'll be 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for these three. Blake Kinsley, your second place driver, makes that left turn onto pit road. Kinsley has been running fast since the stage break. It'll finally be good to get some new shoes on that 88. Eddie Morris coming in with his teammate. Also, some new tires will be going on that 8 machine. Clint Stone remains the leader. The question is, how long is he willing to stay out? There we go. Clint Stone coming in this time by. And oh no, he gets loose on entry of pit road. That will cost him a ton of time. That might have just cost him the race right there. Locking up the brakes or something. He just got sideways on entry of pit road. I mean, you are going from around 177 miles per hour to like 50. So that's very, very large range. Unfortunate for Clint Stone. Again, that will cost him a ton of time and put him at a huge disadvantage. Garrett Kinder says, oof, been there. Hey, same here. It happens. Missing the pit exit or just coming in a little bit too hot. It happens, but that's unfortunate for Clint Stone. It'll cost him. I believe it's already put him behind Blake Kinsley. Yeah, there's where Blake Kinsley's at. That's where Clint Stone's at. So unfortunately, that might have just cost Clint Stone the win. I mean, I don't know. There's still got a lot of race left. Clint Stone has a very, very fast Xfinity car. But those are the mistakes that you cannot make. We see Cody Moore comes in. 52 looking to get some new shoes. Logan Hagerman remains your leader. There we see Clint Stone getting his lap back. But yeah, we've all been there. Either missing the pit entry altogether or getting loose and just spinning out or locking up the brakes or speeding. I mean, it's so easy to make a mistake. A lot of people don't realize it. It is so easy to make an error on entry of pit road. And again, just to put it in perspective, you're going from 170 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour in a very, very short period of time. So, very, very easy to make a mistake. We see Will Witt, Derek Chaput coming into the pits now. So Logan Hagerman has now officially ran the longest he has ever run all race long on his tires. .36 has looked really, really good all race long. Running around the top 3 in that vicinity. We see Jeffrey Belk, who was running in 3rd, comes in now. That'll get the 3rd place spot to Craig Schroeder. Hagerman continues to lead here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. I knew we would see some really, really long runs. And indeed we have. It has now been 44 laps on this tire run. And that's why it's so important to save those tires, because the more you can save them, the longer you can run. Kyle Mays entering pit road. So that will just leave 3 drivers that need to make a green flag pit stop. Logan Hagerman, Todd Mays, and Craig Schroeder. There we go. Logan Hagerman coming in this time by. Fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for that 36 machine. And we see Craig Schroeder following behind him. And oh no! Schroeder gets loose sideways. Is pretty much backwards. He's going to need to loop around. Not what that sun drop number 51 wanted. Tags the wall a little bit there. So now that is the second time we've seen somebody spin out on entry of pit road. Unfortunate for Craig Schroeder, a driver who was running in the top 10 for a lot of tonight's event. Now we see Todd Mays coming in this time by. He is the last driver that needs to come in. That'll also mean that Todd Mays will have the freshest tires out of the entire field. Oof is right. That is probably the most errors I've seen on pit entry in this league in a very, very long time. First with Clint Stone, then we saw it with Craig Schroeder. Again, though, I know pretty much all of the iRacers that are watching tonight have been there, getting loose or speeding or whatnot. So after everything cycles through, Blake Hensley is your leader here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And although Clint Stone was your leader when green flag pit stops began, I believe that little error on pit road entry getting loose cost Clint Stone that first place position. So Clint Stone really going to need to put the pedal to the metal. He's got to get back up there to that first place position. 2 seconds separate him and Clint Stone. So I do want to take this time a little bit to talk about Homestead-Miami Speedway. The old saying, it's an ill wind that blows no good, could be appropriately applied to Homestead-Miami Speedway. In the wake of Hurricane Andrew in August of 1992, South Florida racing promoter Ralph Sanchez began organizing construction of the region's first major league motorsports facility as part of the reconstruction of the devastated Homestead community. Groundbreaking took place the following August, and in November of 2005, the track's first event was won by NASCAR's Dale Jarrett. Host of the NASCAR season finale, or it was the host of the NASCAR season finale, I just saw 2 cars get hard into the outside wall. Caution flag is definitely out. Goodness gracious. That was a hard hit. Third caution of the race is out. We're going to take a look at the Marco's Pizza wreckage rewind to see exactly what happened. I saw it in the corner of my eye while I was talking a little bit about the track, and looked like somebody got really, really hard into the wall. Here's Michael White heading through turns 1 and 2, trying to get his lap back from leader Blake Hensley. Yeah, huge run for the 09 Aflac machine. Toyota Supra. We see Blake Hensley actually gets loose in front of him. We see Michael White, and this is coming off of 4. And this actually is not where the accident happens. So this is him. So there we go. We see looks to the high side above Blake Hensley, and he's also trying to lap Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence simultaneously. So he goes back down to the bottom. And unfortunately, it looks to me like Cheeseburger just comes down into the 09, sending Michael White hard into the outside wall. We see the entire hood is off of Cheeseburger. Heavy damage for the 09. That's unfortunate. I mean, going around a lap car and just the lap car gets loose. Michael White wasn't having the best run tonight, but still, he was about to get his lap back, so that is certainly unfortunate for that 09. He's going to have to get a ton of damage fixed. And I believe he had already used his fast repair from a previous incident. We see Josh Hall into the pits. The 81 Star Bright Colors machine has actually been running a lap down for a lot of tonight's event. Let's see what is going to happen with that 81. Looks like it's some fuel and some damage getting fixed for the 81. There we go. As the caution comes out, Blake Kinsley is your leader, but this is not what Blake Kinsley wanted to see. The whole field will be stacked back up, and Blake Kinsley is going to have to deal with Clint Stone to his outside on this next restart. Clint Stone has run up front for majority of tonight's event. And so, of course, though, we saw the mistake coming into the pits for Clint Stone cost him the lead, but luckily the caution came out for that 99. Lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go back green here. Blake Kinsley restarting on the bottom. Clint Stone restarting on the top. Behind them, it's Devin Butchno, Brett Merle, and we see Zachary Cox. So here we go. Your top 3 drivers. Probably the fastest drivers in the field throughout tonight's event. This should be fun. Here we go. Pace car will be making that hard left turn onto pit road. Here we go. Green flag is back out there. We see Blake Kinsley taking off, but a great restart for the outside lane. That is Clint Stone. He is currently side by side with Devin Butchno for the second place spot. We see Clint Stone with a little bit of a nose on the outside. Great run coming off of turn number 2. He is able to get clear. Clint Stone keeps his 99 in second. Now he will set his sights on your leader, Blake Kinsley. Blake Kinsley took the lead after green flag pit stops, but he has not been the leader for a lot of tonight's event, and that has been Clint. I believe that Clint he's been faster. So what is he going to do? Last time by, the two ran pretty much identical lap times. Great run off a corner exit, though, for Clint Stone. 99 looking like a rocket right now. Here comes the Mustang. Inching closer and closer to the back bumper of the 88. There we go. He is right there. Clint Stone looking low. Keeping it behind Blake Kinsley still. Trying to find the right opportunity to make the pass. There, he goes to the outside. Clint Stone working the outside, trying to take the lead here from Blake Kinsley. We know the outside does work here at Homestead. Now he looks low on the backstretch. Palm trees in the background during this battle. Side by side, we see Clint Stone with the nose. Almost clear. He is clear. Clint Stone, no, he gets loose off of 4. That'll give Blake Kinsley a huge run on the outside. They remain side. We see Clint Stone keeping right to the rear quarter panel of Blake Kinsley. Blake Kinsley will keep it in the first place position for now, as we saw a little bit of a slip up from Clint Stone coming off of 4. Almost got clear with the lead. Clint Stone just needs to shake it off and get back to it, trying to get by Blake Kinsley. Devin Butchno there as well. If either of these two slip up, watch out for that 68 machine. Do not count him out. We see Clint Stone trying to make that outside lane work. Great run off of 2 for the 99. Once again, up to the back bumper of Blake Kinsley. What is Stone going to do here? See, he's just trying to find the right opportunity and just try not to make the same mistake. Oh, right up to the rear quarter panel of the 88 as we head through turns 1 and 2. But once again, we see Blake Kinsley is able to get back clear. The 4th caution of the race is out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Once again, not what Blake Kinsley wanted to see. All right, here is a look at what happened. All eyes are on the 51 of Zachary Cox. So here we go. We see Zachary Cox getting loose off of 4. That's been a major trouble spot for a lot of drivers. And here we see the 51 just trying his best to collect it. Trying to save it. Trying to save it. We saw the same thing happen with Cox last week at Richmond. And it looked like he had it saved. But then he starts getting loose again. He gets loose right up in front of Logan Hagerman, who has nowhere to go except for right into the 51. Then he slides down into Kyle Mays. Kyle Mays hard into the inside safer barrier. Through the grass goes the 51. And that is where we see the caution flag come out. So, fortunate for Zachary Cox. Just got loose off of 4, tried to keep it straight, but in the end, slid up in front of Hagerman, and the domino effect just ensued. So we see Cox now into the pits getting the damage fixed. Anyway, as I was saying about Homestead, it was the host to the NASCAR season finale for many years. The 1.5-mile variable banked Homestead-Miami Oval has also been the site of IndyCar races and professional sports car races, the latter utilizing one of the facility's 2 Roval configurations. SCCA amateur races and CSS motorcycle races take place on the road circuit. With more than 1,000 palm trees and a Caribbean color scheme, the facility projects a South Beach flavor that distinguishes Homestead-Miami from other major racetracks in America. Took a while to get the right combination for the racing surface. In its first iteration, the track had 4 separate low-banked corners, reminiscent of a mini Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That configuration failed to promote good racing and unfortunately also provided bad crashes. Widening the aprons failed to correct either of these problems. Then, a major reconfiguration of the track during the summer of 1997 brought a more conventional layout, sweeping 180-degree corners at either end of the oval, close but no cigar. But the most recent work on the track, during which the track assumed variable banking up to 20 degrees in the corners, flattening to 3 degrees on the straightaways, has done the trick. Everybody can agree at Homestead-Miami, the beauty is now more than skin deep. Garrett Kinder says, wish the finale was still at Homestead. I do too. I really, really enjoy Homestead as a track. I always looked forward to the season finale because I always really enjoyed it because Martin Truex was always really, really good at it. That's my driver. And it's really, really, again, it's always really, really good with the multi-groove racing. I don't think Phoenix has just quite as much good racing as Homestead. So I think definitely, eventually, they could bring it back. And I think it's a really, really good track to crown a champion because it's not a crazy track like a short track or a road course or a super speedway or anything like that. It's just a simple, classic mile-and-a-half. And it's really a driver's track, so it won't be about luck or setup or other factors. It'll really just be about the driver, which is the exact point of determining a champion, best driver. So I would definitely be here for, bringing the finale back to Homestead. At least it's still in the playoffs. On October 23rd, NASCAR is going to be going there, which I believe will be either the round of 8 or round of 12. I'm not exactly sure. So at least we'll still get to see some playoff Homestead racing. It just won't quite be the same with the season finale. But still, playoff racing is playoff racing. Stuff on the line. We are getting ready to go back green here. Blake Kinsley on the bottom. Clint Stone on the top. Behind them, it's Butchino and Cody Moore. Green flag is back out here. There we see Blake Kinsley taking off. Clint Stone staying right with him. Trying to get by Devin Butchino. So there we go. We see Hensley is actually getting away from Clint Stone. Here's Devin Butchino trying to stick right with the 99, but there we go. Now Clint Stone trying his best to reel in Blake Kinsley now for the first place position. 15 laps to go. Can Clint Stone reel him in? There's certainly enough time for the 99. Hensley was actually faster last lap, though. Here comes Cody Moore on that outside. Him and Devin Butchino are currently side by side for the third place spot. Cody Moore with the nose on the backstretch, and he is able to get clear. Cody Moore to third with 14 laps to go. We see Clint Stone. We saw him getting a little bit sideways there in 3 and 4. Clint Stone seems to be very, very loose. I don't know if he is just a loose or if he's a tight loose where car wants to push up and he's just trying to turn it back down to the bottom and it's just getting squirrely on him. Cody Moore, watch out for him. He just ran his personal best lap time of the race, 33.95. Cody Moore coming up on Clint Stone. It's really a 4-car battle for the win. Do not count anyone out. Blake Kinsley, Clint Stone, Cody Moore, Devin Butchino, all of them are in close proximity. Cody Moore continues to try to reel in Clint Stone for the second place position. Clint Stone, great run on the backstretch for the 99. Carrying that run here through turns 3 and 4. We see Medic571 on Twitch says, come on, Blake, 88. Can Blake Kinsley hold off the 99 of Clint Stone? Clint is there. He looks to the high side of Blake Kinsley, but loses him through the corner. Garrett Kinder says, heat cycle on tires here is brutal. Absolutely. Again, I mentioned earlier, Homestead actually is one of the oldest track surfaces in NASCAR, which does not help. Really, really abrasive track surface eats up those tires for sure. That was one of my keys to the race, saving those tires, not letting them get eaten up so you can have good long runs. Clint Stone all over the back bumper of Blake Kinsley. He gives him a bump through 1 and 2. The door is open on the bottom. Can he get under him? There we go. We see the 99 of Clint Stone. He is to the rear quarter panel. Side by side through turns 3 and 4. They beat and bang off the corner. Clint Stone with the nose, trading paint. What a great battle for this first place position. 9 laps to go. Hensley, Stone, the battle for the win. And there we go. Through turns 1 and 2, Clint Stone is able to get clear into the first place position. We are 3 wide for second. Cody Moore is able to get by Blake Hensley for second place, and now he comes up on Clint Stone, looking low under the 99. Look at this, a late race run for Cody Moore, looking like the closer Kevin Harvick here at Homestead. Side by side for third, Devin Bucciano. Blake Hensley, and Bucciano has cleared the floodgates. Open for Blake Hensley from first to fourth in only a couple of laps. Cody Moore trying to reel in Clint Stone for the first place position. 8 laps to go. He was faster than Clint last time by great run through 3 and 4 for the 52 Wasted Wages Racing machine. 7 to go for Clint Stone. Can he hang on to the lead? Devin Bucciano, Cody Moore side by side for second. Oh no, the two almost make contact there. They remain side by side. Bucciano with the nose, heading through 3 and 4. Cody fights back on the outside. And on to the front stretch. Cody, little bit of a nose over Devin Bucciano. And this is exactly what Clint Stone wants to see, because if these two are battling, it slows both of them down and allows Clint to extend his gap. Bucciano with the nose on the backstretch. Six laps to go now. Great run on the outside for Cody Moore. He is almost clear. Yes, he is. Cody Moore back to the second place position. Had to hold off Devin Bucciano. And look at this, a plot twist. Late race caution here at Homestead. We're going to have a green-white checker to decide this thing. Wow. So look at this right here. We were pretty much 3 wide between Brian Merle Jr., Todd Mays, and Eddie Morris. So watch, we see Todd Mays is on that seam. Oh, he just gets loose off of 4. Trouble spot for many drivers. And just comes down into Brian Merle Jr. Both of them go sideways. And there we see Todd Mays. Looks like he hits the inside safer barrier, destroying the nose of the 9 machine. Todd Mays. It has been a very, very rough race for that 9. He has had the short end of the stick all race long. Happens again here. There's Eddie Morris faking a pit stop. Brian Merle Jr. is into the pits, looking to get the damage that he sustained from the most recent incident fixed. Todd Mays, I believe he's used his fast repair already. I don't believe we will see him come in. That damage is going to certainly affect him aerodynamically. I don't know if that car is going to be the same. Oh boy. So we are going to have a green-white checkered to decide this thing. Who will it be? Will it be Clint Stone, a rookie this season? Has never raced with any of these drivers. And now he is leading a race. It's taking him some time to learn everyone's tendencies, who to run with, who to stay away from, who does what at what tracks. It's been a learning year for Clint Stone, trying to get his first win in SCSRA history here tonight. Cody Moore has gotten many wins in the SCSRA history. He was the Season 2 Dev Sports Cards Xfinity Series champion. But unfortunately, he still has a goose egg in the win column through 5 races this season. So Cody looking to turn that around here tonight. Let's see what he can do. And then, of course, don't count out the 1.5-mile king, Devin Bucciano. There's one driver that knows this track, these types of tracks. He can run them blindfolded. That is Devin Bucciano. He has gotten 3 career SCSRA Xfinity Series 1.5-mile wins. Always successful at these track types. And it hasn't been any different. Has not led any laps, I don't believe. But he has been running around the top 3. He won't be, and here he is in 3rd place. If something happens up front between Clint Stone and Cody Moore, Bucciano will be ready to pounce on the opportunity. Here we go. Lights on the pace car off. We're getting ready to go back green here. A green-white checkered. First, green flag comes out. Drivers will make 1 circuit around the racetrack, and as they cross the start-finish line, the white flag will come out. It'll be 1 lap to go. 1 more circuit around. Checkered flag will wave. Whoever crosses the start-finish line first will be declared the winner. If a caution flag, if a wreck happens before the drivers take 1 to go, we will try it again. But if the drivers take 1 to go and a wreck happens, no caution will come out, and we will just race the rest of the way. Here we go. Green, white, checkered. Lights on the pace car are off. Here we go. Pace car making that hard left turn right about now. Go. Green flag is back out here at Homestead. There we see Clint Stone taking off. Not the restart that Cody Moore wanted. We see Blake Kinsley gets a great run on that outside. He is clear of Cody Moore. And now Blake Kinsley sets his sights on your leader, Clint Stone. Can Blake Kinsley take the lead back that he has had for a little bit of tonight's event? Can't quite get to him. The battle is on for 3rd, side by side. We see Cody Moore getting a little bit loose off of 4. White flag is out. Next flag ends the race. Devin Bucciano with the nose through turns 1 and 2. But Cody Moore has the outside lane, and Devin Bucciano is going to be stuck because he has Blake Kinsley in front of him. Looks like he is able to get clear of Cody Moore, but he is getting held up by Hensley. He blocks Cody Moore heading into 3 and 4. Can Bucciano hold off Cody Moore? He might be able to take 2nd. He looks low under Blake Kinsley. The 2 are side by side coming off of 4. And it looks like Blake Kinsley will take 2nd. Devin Bucciano will finish 3rd. Clint Stone is your winner here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. First ever SCSRA Xfinity Series win. Well, that'll certainly help him in his bid to win Rookie of the Year against Jake McCarty. The 99 of Clint Stone. See, Brad Scott Steffen says, nice. What a finish. I know it wasn't a tight finish for the lead, but what a great battle we saw for 2nd between Blake Kinsley and Devin Bucciano. So Clint Stone Getting ready to burn it down here. Looks like Clint Stone does not do a burnout. So here we go. We are going to start off with the driver interviews. We're going to start off by pulling in your third place finisher, your Season 1 SCSRA Fortuna Iron Truck Series champion. That is Devin Butchino. Devin, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. We got a copy.
I got you, man.
Awesome. Well, another great run for you tonight here at Homestead. I know you started in the second place position, and you were running in the top 3 for a lot of tonight's event. Had a really, really fast Xfinity car, but couldn't really quite get up there to Clint. I know early on before the stage break we saw you were running around second, but eventually Blake was able to get by you, and you just couldn't quite get back up to where Blake and Clint were at. But you were fighting with him side by side on that last lap and just couldn't get ahead. And still top 3, good run tonight. I mean, what was your take?
Yeah, we had a really good long run car. I think it was one of the runs we fell back to 9th or so, and then we drove up, and we lost a lot of time on that last pit stop there. Didn't want to see that second to last caution because Cody and Jeff were battling behind us about a second, so I knew that it was going to be me, Clint, and Blake going at it, and then we had that next caution, and then just battling side by side with Cody, and I really feel if it went green and we were able to get Cody, we could have had a shot at Clint, but with 2 to go, just didn't have enough time, and with a long run car, it's tough here because a lot of guys have short run speed, but tires are pretty old. It just had a blast racing up front there. Definitely lifted down the backstretch, or else a bunch of guys would have been wrecked. So, but yeah, I really love this track and had a good time out here.
Yeah, I know Homestead is definitely notorious for eating up the tires. I mean, how were you able to manage that?
It's just it clicked at the end of season 1 when we came here and been able to rattle off a truck win, an ARCA win, and an old series, and it's tough. It just once you figure out how to race it, it clicks. I think the only thing I'm giving up too much speed on the short run. Puts us in. I know it put us in quite a hole behind Clint today because we were catching him at the end of the runs, but it just wasn't enough. But it's definitely just hitting your marks, and it's so tempting to drive hard early. But I'm saving tires from lap 1 on the restart or the start of the race. So
now, before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
yeah, I just want to thank you, man. Everyone at Intensity, you guys do an unbelievable job. I just want to shout out New Craft Fine Jewelry and Design, Neon. We've been having a pretty good week for us. I don't know where the other guys finished, but we were running strong all day. Dev Sports Cards, Level Up Subs, and we can leave it a barbershop, but appreciate it, man, for everything you do.
Absolutely. I mean, I had a blast watching you work your way through the field there on the long runs throughout tonight's event. So great job on the podium tonight, Devin, and have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Now we're going to pull in your second place finisher, last week's winner, the fastest mailman on iRacing, the man from Monroe, Kentucky. It's Blake Kinsley. Blake, this is Atlee in the broadcast room. We got a copy.
What's going on, Atlee?
Doing pretty good up here in the broadcast booth. Looks like you were doing pretty good there out on track. I know we really didn't start saying your name until after the stage break when you were able to work your way up to the second place spot running behind Clint. And then, of course, during green flag pit stops, we saw Clint had that slip up on pit road entry, kind of got loose, and that cost him a ton of time and put you out front. And you had a decent gap between you and Clint, but unfortunately that late race caution came out, bunched the field back up, and he was able to get by you, fell to second, and just trying to hang on to that spot. You're able to hold off Devin there at the end, but of course, just didn't get the prize, which was that first place position. But still, good run. I mean, what was your take?
It's awesome points night. I didn't even qualify tonight. The practice was 5 minutes shorter than it usually is. So I come back with thinking I had about 5 minutes to qualify, and then I seen we were gridding. I'm like, okay. So started at the back, drove my way up to I think like 6 by the end of the stage, and trying to take care of it the whole time. Tire wear was good. I just had no track position to go forward there in the first run. Then second run took off there, and I don't know if Cody and Devin and some other guys were trying to save throughout that run or what, but I didn't figure there was really that much point in backing yourself up that far to save that much tire. Whenever the second run was, we pretty well split in the middle. Yeah, got out of pit road there in front of Logan, who was leading at the time, and got to cycle back around to me. And I'm really fortunate I just missed that accident there that brought that caution that happened right behind me. I pretty lucky to have got through that when I watched it unfold. And of course, I was pretty upset to see that come out. But yeah, and then all the other cautions after the first one, I I wanted them pretty bad. So those extra cautions there at the end certainly helped me hold on to finish where I finished at.
Now, I know Homestead, known for its multi-groove racing. How long of the time were you running on the outside?
Very little of the race I ran on the outside. I might have ran a total of maybe 2 laps on the top. I bottom feed here. That's the only way I can really feel like I make tires last. That and I'm not too confident with running the wall there, especially with that dip in turn 3, turn 4. It seems like every time I try to run up there, it shoots me on the wall. So I just kind of try to stay clear of that and run the best I can on the bottom there.
Got you, but before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, of course. Big thanks to you all for an awesome broadcast. Premier Racing Setups, proud to drive for them. Use my code Hensley15 at checkout for 15% off your order. Big thanks to all my guys on the team: Jesus Crackers, Brian, Steven, Joe, Eddie. Awesome guys. Glad to be racing with them. Big thanks to my girlfriend. I think she's still working. Wasn't able to tune in and watch the race tonight, but you know, pretty good last 2 weeks here in the Xfinity Series. A win last week, and then followed up with the second runner up next week. So very satisfied with the performance here lately.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up. Have a great rest of your night, Blake.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
No problem. And now, here we go. It is time to pull in your winner. The man from Chattanooga, Tennessee, member of the Maze Mafia. It's the 99 of Clint Stone. Clint, this is Atlan in the broadcast room. We got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, great run for you tonight. I mean, you were the one to beat all race long. I know, started on the pole, probably led the most laps of the race. Nobody could really get up to you. The only time we saw during the first round of green flag pit stops, just got loose on entry of pit road, and that kind of cost you some time, put you behind Blake. But caution came out, had a great restart, and were able to get by Blake for the lead and just held on to it from there. So just absolutely dominant performance. What was your take on the race?
Yeah, the pit stop was a bit interesting. I thought I gave it away there, but I didn't know if I would catch him or not. I knew I had knocked off like 1.4 in that 8 or so laps, but I was really burning up the tires, and I don't know what would happen, but yeah, the pit stop, I didn't have much time beforehand. I normally try to run through the pits, and yeah, that was just turned in, seen those barrels, and I was carrying a little bit too much speed, so I just locked it down and spun out.
Now, I mean, you were the fastest driver in the field by far. I mean, what do you think made you so good here at Homestead?
I don't know. You'd asked me last night. I came in, put a few laps down, and the car just, once it sat in the corner, it just went straight. And I don't know. I worked till, I didn't get off the job till like 8:15 tonight. I was like, oh, I'm just going to show up and run. And then relied on my teammates through qualifying, and actually helped me out there, and the qualifying lap stuck, and I was like, yeah, let's go.
And before we let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank for your first win?
Yeah, you for putting it on, the league, and then the Maze guys and Mark. They were a lot of help in qualifying.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the win, Clint. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. That'll do it for tonight's event one more time, congratulations to Clint Stone on grabbing his first ever SCSRA Xfinity Series victory. That'll definitely help him in the Rookie of the Year standings. Of course, we have to thank Eddie Morris, Michael Provolt, Sylvan Segoin, Brian Nudie, Devin Butchino, Stephen Black for all that they do for this league. They do so much behind the scenes that a lot of people don't realize. And this league definitely would not be as successful as it is without all of the admin team. Thank you to series sponsor Dev Sports Cards for all of their support. Go check out Devin's eBay store and just go pick up some high-end sports cards or 99-cent starting bid 7-day auction cards. You got everything from football, baseball, basketball, Pokemon, anything you want. Also, make sure to go pick up a butt kicker from thebuttkicker.com, the leader in haptics. I've been using mine very frequently, and it definitely has created probably the most accurate and immersive experience I've ever had on the sim since I've been on it since COVID in 2020. So thebuttkicker.com is where you go to pick up a butt kicker. Definitely recommend the Gamer Plus, which is their newest sim racing and flight sim product. Of course, got to thank all the viewers. Without you all, this would not be possible. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Make sure to check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1, always dropping our polls, interacting with our viewers on there. Check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com, and check out all of our Intensity Broadcasting at Lewis Racing merchandise, auto racing novelty t-shirts. We have, and of course, the league collections. Make sure to especially check out the SCSRA league collection and pick up some SCSRA bubble-free stickers, an SCSRA photo paper poster, or an SCSRA t-shirt. So I'm Atlee Atman-Weist on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.